Hello and welcome back to Connect with Cameron. I am your host, Jeff Elbert. I am the Celebrate Recovery Ministry Leader here at Cameron Baptist Church, also in charge of the media team, and I'm here with our senior pastor.
Hello, Jeff. Good to see you today.
Good to see you too, Pastor. I'm glad that you always take time out of your schedule to sit down with me. I really just wanted to sit down today and talk about this past Sunday, just a couple days ago, and we talked about the unbelief of the disciples. Can you break that down for us very briefly?
We're studying out of the book of Mark, and it was at the last part of chapter 6. There in chapter 6, where Jesus actually comes walking on the water. And, we saw it demonstrated in the lives of the disciples, even though they had been with Jesus, even though they had seen him do great miracles, that when Jesus came walking to them on the water, they were captured by fear. And, it's that way, I think, for all of us. When we are in situations that we're not comfortable with, when there's been a change in our lives and we don't understand, many times we're captured by fear as well. And Jesus responded to them. But, the cool thing about it, Jeff, is that prior to him walking on the water, what we find Jesus doing is he went up into the mountains, and there he performed intercessory prayer for the disciples. He was praying for them, knowing that they were getting ready to head into that storm of life.
Well, and I hear you talk about the intercessory prayer of Jesus, and even on Sunday during the AM sermon, you spoke quite at length about what intercession is. So if I've never heard the word intercession, and you keep saying about Jesus praying an intercessory prayer, can you maybe break that down for me so I can understand what that is?
Sure, be glad to. Intercessory prayer is nothing more than a fancy word for saying that I'm praying for someone. It is going to the Lord in prayer on behalf of another person. Maybe we know a person who's struggling financially. Maybe we know a person who's struggling job-wise. Maybe they don't know what their job future holds, or perhaps maybe there's some family issues. And when we become aware of that, even as our church, then we go to bat for them. We go to prayer for them. Not that they can't pray for themselves, but we just believe that the more prayer we have going up, the more power we have. And so we take that opportunity to begin to start interceding. As I mentioned a moment ago, Jesus recognized that he was sending those disciples out into the middle of the sea where there would be a storm raging not too long. And I just really believe that he spent time praying for them because it was a lesson in faith that he wanted them to understand. And it's so important that we have those opportunities of prayer because God reveals himself in so many different ways. And I believe that that intercessory prayer, when others are praying for me, many times I'm able to understand things that I probably wouldn't understand otherwise.
That's good stuff. So really just praying on someone else's behalf, interceding for them.
Absolutely.
And I like to challenge any of the viewers, whether you're a member here or you're just passing along this video on YouTube or Facebook, and maybe you're thinking about you just need somebody to intercede for you. I would challenge you, drop a comment. You can even inbox us and give us a direct message on our Facebook account, or you can even inbox me personally or Pastor Mike personally, and we will be willing to intercede and pray for you because we are a praying church.
Amen.
We want to make sure that we're taking care of not just our congregants, but the community of Lawton Fort Sill. Okay, so that was this past Sunday. Maybe you can foreshadow a little bit of what's coming up this next coming Sunday.
Well, up to this point in the book of Mark, we've been studying about the activities of Jesus, his involvement with the disciples. This week, we actually move into chapter 7. And in chapter 7, we find that Jesus begins to start teaching. And he's confronted by the Pharisees. They've heard of his fame as it's grown. He just fed 5,000 people. The word has gotten back to Jerusalem. And so the Pharisees come out and they begin to start challenging the disciples. They say, the disciples are not eating right. They're not washing their hands ceremonially. And so really what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about traditions. We're going to talk about the traditions of the church versus the Word of God. There's so many of us that get wrapped up in traditions, and we think that traditions are the Word. But listen, we have to stand upon the Word of God, not upon our traditions. And so we're going to look at some traditions I think that churches embrace, that people embrace, and we're going to see that Jesus really challenges us, brings us right back to the Word of God.
That's good. So we're going to continue walking through the Gospel of Mark and hopefully be challenged by that word. If you don't have anywhere to worship, or maybe you've not even thought about it, but you came across this video and now you are, or maybe you've been coming to Cameron for a long time, I want to challenge you to be there at 10:45 this coming Sunday, March 8th. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can sit with me. I might not make you feel more comfortable, but I will definitely gladly save you a seat. So please contact us however you can. Our address is at 2621 Southwest C Avenue in Lawton. Our life group classes start at 9:15 a.m. and our a.m. worship is at 10:45 a.m. And then we have evening stuff going on. We have Discipleship University starting as early as 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. and then evening worship is at 6 p.m. Or maybe you're looking for something to get over the midweek hump. We offer our Powerhouse worship at 6:45 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, and we have Celebrate Recovery Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock p.m. And there's always something for the kids. Anytime the church is open for service, we have nursery, we have children's church, and we have youth functions going on as well. So please get involved with us. Let us know how we can help you, how we can be praying for you, and pass around this video. Make sure you subscribe to a YouTube channel. Make sure that you like our page on Facebook. That's at Cameron Baptist Lawton, and we would love to connect with you. Hashtag CBC Lawton, hashtag together, hashtag no, grow, go.